My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in '41. My Uncle George, Elizabeth's father, helped in my kidnapping. I was born in '39, and this is '39 where he's with Roosevelt. They're planning my kidnapping in '41. George and Elizabeth, that's a total stolen lineage. They're illegal. He helped take down my father. They put a 99-year seal on it. All of it was a lie. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe from Madison, Wisconsin, American, Irish, had been Catholic. She married my father and a sister to Georgia O'Keefe, the artist, American artist. A double was used to marry an imposter. And they successfully did all this, took my father's name and never mentioned the real Queen Mom, my mother. And when I was born in '39, they kidnapped me, and I'm Victoria II, legal heir to the British Crown. This is the illegitimate. She was born out of wedlock. Wallace Simpson, American spy, and they are buried with the royal family. So where are my mom and dad? All this has been orchestrated by the global government, New World Order, and don't want to take up the Freemasons, the Kennedys, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, which Elizabeth and Charles are members. By the way, when they have meetings, you can't get in. So this is the nice people that are wearing my clothes while they've slaughtered me and been traitors to Great Britain, using my money. I was brought over here, and this is the part I wanted to get to. I was given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann, Dempsey. I married a Childers. Even the birth dates were wrong when I got and by the way, the British told me. I don't want to get them in trouble. But they're the ones that told me about my kidnapping in '83. Now then, the state of Alabama sent the birth certificates because I still have to use the name Peggy Dempsey. Childers, I use Childers, but so they just blatantly mark through the birth dates, the dates the twins were born on, different month, different year, 38, and they've written over the top of it January the 7th, I guess that's 7, of '39, which is the birth date I grew up with and was given me. And they're later trying to say that Dr. Irwin that delivered the twins just made a mistake. They just made a mistake by marking through it on a legal document. Now, this is where Carl was killed by his mother, Lina. They were born out of wedlock. And Peggy, the name that I have to use, I replaced her. They took my name and gave me hers. They were born out of wedlock, so I was called bastard and all this growing up. And here's the January the 7th. They've marked out written through the month and put January, and they've left 1938. So there you go. How blatant can you get? So this, all of it's been done that way. Let me say this real quick. I wrote about mind control. And Larry Flint was shot, and the person who shot him was under mind control in 1978, March the 6th, in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And I was doing the book in Marietta, Georgia, Cobb County, where so much is going on, and it involves mind control murders. Now then, this is just Larry Flint, just to show you I was in a campaign. And I'd never met him, and when I was flown out there in this campaign to replace Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, who I'd written about, Mr. Flint says right here, Larry McDonald was responsible on his shooting, March the 6th of '78. So anyway, he did this in Hustler, April of '84. Now then, what I wanted to get to is my sons after me are obviously heirs. I haven't seen them. I don't know if they're alive. Mark and Scott, me, Victoria II. This is an old photo. I'm 75 right now. These are murders that were done in mind control. the person programmed, and this is twin. Uh, Mark Kelly married to Gabby Gifford, and this is Tucson, Arizona killings, and his twin brother's named Scott. So these have been done in patterns. Now, I just put tape up, and I'm going to try to put the same title on both of them. I couldn't get it all on the other one. When I was brought there to Moulton, Alabama in 41, a few years later, Lina Dempsey, this woman who killed her twins, and the family all covered that up and kept it quiet, and finally Annie Carter in 85 admitted it to me. Um, I had too much on me. But then if the press doesn't print it, and they're controlled by the people that kidnapped me. So let me get to this. I came there, was dropped off there in this pigsty in 41. Now, Philip, she was pregnant, Lina Dempsey was, and she was supposed to have been dating Rufus Sullivan from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Now, they're supposed to be pregnant by him. And then in 44, I think it was, they brought home a baby that weighed 12 pounds, and they named him Philip Sullivan. Now then, Rufus was supposed to be his father. Now then, after I found out in 83 about my kidnapping, and Joe Kennedy was a part of the my kidnapping, he was ambassador to England. Roosevelt, here he is with my Uncle George, illegal, who helped take down his brother and kidnap me, the real monarch, take down his brother, 99-year seal. In other words, George Elizabeth's father was part of the New World Order, as she is. But Roosevelt appointed Joe Kennedy ambassador. He helped in my kidnapping. So did JFK. They flew regularly into the embassy there, really made speeches before the House of Commons. Can you believe this? And kidnapped me. Brought me to Moulton, Alabama. Now then, this is something I always wondered after I found out about my kidnapping about Philip. He did not fit into that family. He weighed 12 pounds, and I don't doubt there was a baby born to her, but I've always wondered about this. And later, in 80, after I'd done the book, I was illegally carried across the state line. I was given antifreeze. Ended up in 80 working for District Attorney Fred Simpson, Madison County DA, Huntsville, Alabama. Simpson, as in Wallace Warfield Simpson, was supposed to marry my father, etc., etc. I lived at Warren House Apartments, as in Warren Commission covered up the Kennedy assassination. It would have led to Joe Kennedy, JFK, and what they did to Great Britain and to me, my kidnapping. Now then, here is what I wanted. These murders, I was actually put out on the Appalachian Trail up here to live, freeze, starve, you name it. One of the hikers' huts, lean-tos up here is Cornelius Shelter. And some of the mind control murders, I wrote about mind control if you want to go back and the agency doing it, and they were done in patterns. But Cornelius was the name of the where some murders happened up off the Blue Ridge Parkway on the Appalachian Trail at one of the hikers' cabins. Now then, you go to Google, William Sullivan died mysterious death in a hunting accident in 1977. He was assistant FBI director. And I've always wondered if they didn't switch babies. They had certainly kidnapped me. If Philip that I grew up with may have been related to, or even his son, I don't know. But here they've got William Sullivan, top FBI, well, he was assistant. At the time of the Kennedy assassination, he died in a hunting accident in 97. He was former FBI director of the FBI, and here they're saying that supposedly he was part of the Kennedy, here they're saying Helms, that's what the FBI said to me down there, was William Sullivan murdered, JFK assassination debate. So if you Google it, they even try to say he was a part of one that killed JFK. So anyway, I don't know if you're getting this or not. I live in hell